end game, baby. With just a couple of weeks left this game, the front runners are starting to run, which means, sadly, slow tier. That means the end of the reality check is coming to a close. But before we get to that point, let's unpack how the final 7 became the final 5. We left off last week with HOH Jag putting up his bestie, Blue on the block, and America for eviction, with Blue actually being his target because of her comp threat.
America and Blue are on the block, but actually my target is Blue. It may seem crazy, but right now I'm going after people that are competition threats. At this point in the game, I'm competing in every veto competition moving forward. So I want to set myself up, that way I can win my way to the end.
At this point in the game, your social relationships are the most important thing to get to the final 2 spots, because only so many people can win out in competitions. Now, we're going to give a shout out to Cerie's social game at this point, because we see that she is so tightly aligned with Matt.
I love Matt. It's his smile, and it's his kindness, and it's his humility that makes me turn to mush for Matt.
He sees her as a mother figure in this house, and we've heard this multiple times by people in this game.
Yeah.
I love Cerie. I mean, she is my go-to for everything. She's like my mom in this house. She just always looking out for me. So there's definitely like it's a genuine connection I have with her. She is just awesome.
And her own son was in the house, child. The problem is, Cerie is let in on the plan by Jag, and she maybe says a little bit too much this week. She lets Felicia know that Blue might be the target inadvertently, and she also lets Blue know she needs to fight for this power of veto. However, Felicia has eyes, and the talking may be talking a little bit too much.
Because if and when Blue starts spiraling, I don't want to get caught up in the crossfire and just blow back up on me. The whole season, all I've been hearing is Felicia said, Felicia did, Felicia this. And this time, I got to jump in front of this and jump in front of it with a quickness.
It's understandable for Cerie to be opening up this week because she sees that Jag is targeting someone who was his closest ally in this game. And if he could do it to Blue, he could do it to Cerie. But even though your social connections are so important to work on at this point, Cerie's already connected socially very well. And when that's the case, you need to pump the brakes at this point. You don't want to give more stuff that can be used against you. You just want to show with your actions that you're there for your allies so that nothing comes back and bites you. And because of it, Felicia knows that she's probably on the bottom of the Jag Matt train, and she goes to Jag and tells him everything that Cerie's been saying. Dangerous.
You know, I've been trying to roll with Cerie from the beginning.
Yeah.
But she's paranoid. Like, for some reason, Cerie thinks that you're a real target.
Now, Cerie does have to be a little bit scared because with Felicia running her mouth, the way that she is, Jag is alerted and not really fully trusting of Cerie, and she's the only person left out of the POV, and she's gotta be afraid because Jag once again pulls out the win. It doesn't matter that Cerie warns Blue, none of that matters. America lost, Blue lost, and Jag has the final say this week. Coming to the end of the week, Jag determines that, you know, even with all this information being shared, he doesn't know if he could fully trust Felicia and the words that she's saying, and he decides to keep the nominations the same. Blue and America are on the block, and we move into another double eviction.
Mr. Double.
Now, before the first eviction vote, we do see that Blue has conversations with everyone and is alerted that she is the one going home this week. Now, if I was Blue, I would have used everything in my power to stay in that game, and she has the information, child. Instead, in her conversation with Matt and Jag, we see her kind of accept defeat, let them know that on a personal level, it could have been the 3 of them, but on a game level, she was coming for them too next week.
Personally, I really wanted it to be us 3. Game-wise, it was your asses.
I know. That's why I was so mad.
You should have played up that personal, girl. You should have made it like it's the 3 of us to the end. Oh, and by the way, Cerie was the mother to Jared. Like, start letting all the tea start spilling. Instead, she had a bonding moment with Cerie about it, and she left, like, you know, good sportsmanship, I guess, but girl, you had so much that you could have used, and unfortunately, she was evicted. We move into the double, HOH, and Bowie Jane, y'all. Bowie Jane pulls out the win once again.
7,593 seconds, which means congratulations, Bowie Jane. You are the new head of household. Please head
To no surprise, Bowie Jane misses her mark. She puts America and Felicia on the block, with Felicia being her pawn. We end up losing Felicia into a ball pit. And again, another no surprise, Matt, the Olympian, pulls out the power of veto win at this double once again. And we are scared for Cirie for a minute, child, because, you know, everyone's been talking and Matt's found out, Jag's found out, but Matt does leave the nominations the same. And America, sadly, had no hope, is voted out.
By a vote of 3-0, America, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
Now, with Matt winning that double POV, he now doesn't feel like he needs to target Jag going forward because he has some more moves under his belt. However, there was all those rumors being spread around, and we do see him and Cirie have a conversation after he talks to Jag, and they're able to patch everything up and see that Felicia is probably the person that they don't trust.
It's becoming pretty impossible to not show my cards and make everyone happy, because no matter what, I know someone at the end of the day is going to be upset with me. Do I roll with Cirie, or do I go with Bowie and Jag? At this point, I've got to be drawing the line, and I can't hide after that.
We move on to the HOH, and it's a knockout competition, and Matt pulls out the win. Now, he's stressed because he's aligned with everyone left in the house, and he knows that at the end of the week, someone's going to feel betrayed. However, he's told Cirie in the past that she would never touch the block on his HOH win. Now, if Cirie touches the block, she's a legend, and at this point in the game, I'm scared for her, but he has to remember that whoever you vote out at this point, they're casting their jury vote in like 4 days, child. So that wouldn't be his best bet, especially since it seems like Felicia's going to be his target this week, and Bowie Jane hasn't even touched the block. However, he does end up telling Cirie she is going up, and he makes his nomination of Cirie and Felicia, with Felicia being his target. Child. It's crazy that the decisions are messy and they're getting away with it. Now let's talk about my worst player of the week, Bowie Jane. This is the end game, girl. Bake it up.
Delicious.
Not only did Bowie Jane have an opportunity to get one of these guys out in the double, she is cheering for them to win in this past HOH competition. And it doesn't make sense. Matt and Jag will win if they sit in the final two. And Bowie Jane, if one of these guys get knocked out here by Felicia or Cirie, the one that's left would want to still work with her, and they would be targeting the one who just went for them. So it's in Bowie Jane's best interest to have one of these guys get knocked out in order to make it to that end game. And child, she really wants to go to the end with Matt and Jag, and it just don't make no sense to me.
I'm going to the end with Matt and Jag. It's a final three situation. One of them winning tonight gets us one step closer to the finals.
My friends, can't believe this is going to be one of the last times I'm going to be saying it this season. But as always, hit me up in my socials and let me know. Do you agree with my takes this week? Do you agree with the worst player of the week, Bowie Jane? And who do you think is lined up to win this game? I think Jag's running away with the money right now, child. But as always, we will discuss that and more next time on The Reality Check. See y'all then.